yeah, I've already talked about next time. I didn't even confirm it. You tricked me there, man. You tricked me.
Here we are, another year, another interview with Arjen. You are an absolute regular on the show by now. How are you doing today?
Great, yeah, great. I finished all the projects I was working on last week. So now I'm doing a couple of guest appearances. People ask me to play stuff. I'm just too busy. So, and I love to do it for them, So I always say, yeah, but I have no idea when I'll be ready. So now I'm doing. Today I did a few guest appearances, so my fingers hurt because I never rehearse. I always tell you. So it's like to play a solo out of the blue, and it hurts like hell, but it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, we have actually. Is that just my imagination, or have we seen you be more active as a guest in recent years? I mean, you obviously, the new Temperance album had you. You're now working also, or you're doing a solo on the Diana van Giesbergen new song.
I did,
You are recording a bunch of other ones that have not been released yet. Is that something that is a bigger part of your life now than it used to be?
No, it's been like this. It's been like this always.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I get like 10 to 20 requests per year, but I can't do them all,
No.
And of course it has to inspire me,
right?
Especially if it's a solo, the chords have to get me somewhere. Often I try and it's not going anywhere, then I'm like, sorry. I guess I do between 5 and 10 a year, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's not all big names, It's usually fans who ask me, and one or two. There's always one or two more major acts that I.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep our eyes open for all that's coming. There is again also just a lot coming from your own projects, many of them.
Lot, yeah.
So the two big things that we have to talk about is the Plant 9 album coming out, and then obviously the Arjen Live album coming out, both on the same day. So hey, let's just group them together.
Yep.
Lots to talk about. Let's start with the Live album that's going to come out. Out of that whole experience, can I just assume that next Arjen weekend, or should I just call it a week now, that you are not going to only project for 2 shows, but that it's going to be just a little bit more from the get-go?
It was 6 shows, 5 or 6.
Yeah. That's my point. Because it just was here. Oh yeah, let's add another show. Sold out. Let's add another show. Let's add a rehearsal.
No, we're not going to start with 2. No. That's that ship has sailed. We're gonna probably do 5 again, because it's a lot, especially 2 on one day. The weird thing is, it's the waiting that's tiresome. You do your first show at 1:00, and then you're 3:00, and then you have to wait till 8:00, and it's like shit. That's when you get tired. So it's not the playing, it's the waiting that I really hate. So, but we've proven that we can do 2 a day. And it's good, all these guests, they're busy with their own bands, and everyone is okay with it. So we'll probably, I've already talked about next time. I didn't even confirm it. You tricked me there, man. You tricked me.
I asked you a very simple question.
No, you tricked me. But it's, I think we're going to do the same concept. So like last time. That worked really well. And I just don't want to do more. It's, as you know, it's not my thing, and it is tiresome isn't the wrong word. Tiring for everyone. So no, I guess we'll start with 5, and we hope to sell out really fast again.
I have a feeling that's not going to be a problem.
I'm always insecure about it.
I know.
Times change, people get older, and you never know. But
you never know. Now, what we do know is because of streaming platforms and what have you, it's very easy as an artist to now see, oh, these are the songs that are doing really well online. These are the songs that have a global appeal. I know you and I, we've spoken years ago about that. You were surprised at times that a certain song is really popular on Spotify and that you didn't really think that that would happen. But now that you go into a show like this, especially when you play a whole album from start to finish, and you know up front, like, wow, these are the songs that tend to be played a lot on Spotify, on YouTube, and so on. Doing that first show and seeing the crowd react, were there surprises in any way that a certain song got a different reaction than you thought it would? How was that for you?
With the last 01 shows?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. I mean, the crowd they're so excited, you know. They're so happy to finally see Ayreon live, and they know the album from start to finish, and I don't think they really have favorite songs or they have songs they don't like. So, and everyone knows what to expect, you know. Everyone knows the order of the songs, so they know what the next song is. The only thing you can surprise them with is the encores. And of course, you know, if you look at the internet, probably after day one or even after the dress rehearsal, it's already known what the encores are. So no, it's hard to say really, because they're excited after each song, you know. I mean, of course, I've been doing the live mix now, and you also have like these channels with the audience, you know. And usually, you know, after a song, you want the audience to be really loud on the live album, you know, so you push it up. But I didn't notice that it was less or more for certain songs. Of course, it's more when I go on stage, you know.
Of course. I mean, it's also because it's so rare these days that we don't get to see you for your own shows. Even we don't see you that often on stage anymore. I'm just gonna jump in where you kind of went with this, the encores, because there were some surprises there, or let's call them maybe unexpected choices for the Ayreon choice. Because I mean, it's not, you played, there were 3 encores. You obviously ended with The Day That the World Breaks Down, which is a hugely popular song and a perfect, you know, big finale. But with Fate of Man, we have a Star One song, which is not even an Ayreon song. And then we also obviously had a Transitus song, which people that are very, very detail oriented have already spotted that you're wearing a Transitus t-shirt. So we have to talk about that. There you go. Fantastic. I mean, any reason to have Simone on stage is always a good reason. But just going to use that as a forced segue quickly to Transitus, because when I was like going through the discography again, one thing that stands out with that album is that it's one of the very few albums of Ayreon where there is a somewhat happy ending or hopeful ending. Most of the other albums tend to be quite bleak by the end of it.
I love bad endings.
Yeah,
I love it. It comes. I was a huge horror freak, you know. And you had these movies about crocodiles, and the crocodile dies, you know, and they kill it. And then in the end, all the way at the end, you see all these little crocodiles in the sewer, you know, and it's like, yeah. I always love the bad endings.
Yeah.
So
now, with the cycle of, you know, I mean, we were joking earlier, but we all know that this was not your last live, you know, show run. There are going to be more of them, and there is obviously still a lot of your back catalog to explore and to turn into a, you know, live experience. As we're talking about Transitus, I think we all know, or everybody that's watching this video knows, that you had hopes and dreams to turn this first and foremost into a movie, that this was a movie script that then became an Ayreon album. Does that mean that the live adaptation of Transitus is coming closer, maybe not as a movie but as a stage show?
It would be hard. It's a bit like Theory of Everything. I think those albums should be in a theater. I suppose it's more acting, and what I want now in these shows is excitement on stage, and I want like chemistry between singers, you know, and everyone going, yeah, and every singer being free, you know. None of the singers got any instructions, you know. I remember Daniel was doubting if he would do this, you know, and he said, yeah, but do I have to act? No. But do I have to dance? No. Do I have to dress up? No, you can totally be yourself, and you don't even have to understand the concept, you know. I don't mind. But with those songs, you know, you can't escape the concept, because it's really a story with a lot of dialogue going on. So I think that's more of a theater thing.
Yeah.
And the theater thing is not really my specialty, you know. Even the theater equation that we did was arranged and basically directed by someone else who had more experience.
Yeah.
So, but it is possible, of course, you know. But I think live, you know, you want the fireworks and you want the lasers, you want people to go, if you have this whole story going on, I don't know. I would prefer people to sit, and I think it's the same with the Transitus.
There were a lot of people, obviously, at the shows, but there were thousands of people worldwide that couldn't be there. And the moment that the show started, video fragments start happening online, you know, sometimes full songs, and you know, the fans are all on Facebook or other, you know, Discords and YouTube going like, oh, this is happening, okay, that person sang that part, and oh, this is happening, and oh, this encore. It's great to see that instant passion and engagement and whatnot. But for somebody like yourself, how do you feel about those video clips, you know, coming out straight away? I don't like it at all.
No, it's terrible. I'm old school, you know, I'm an old bastard. But I must say that it was very, very little that happened, especially after the dress. So I don't even think the word was out. I don't even think people knew the encores yet and knew the surprises. Because we had Mike, our secret weapon, Mike Mills. And before every show, he came out somewhere on stage, of course, with his stupid jokes, as always. And he just asked the people, you know, please don't film, you know, be in the moment. And the person behind you is going to love you, you know, for not holding a phone up, and enjoy it now. And that happened, you know. That's the best fans in the world. And I keep saying it, and I know it's cheesy, but it is true, you know, as there were so few people with phones, and there are so few videos on YouTube of the live stuff. So yeah, people really listen to it, and I hate it. You know, if I would go to a show, you know, I remember going to Rainbow or whatever. Oh, they play Stargazer. You know, you didn't know. Or I went to the Scorpions, and it was like, is Michael Schenker there or not? You know, and and then the lights go on, and he's there, and it's like, whoa, you know, those moments they're magic, and so no, I don't like it at all.
Quite not too long ago, you were able to share that quite a donation has been able to be raised by the fans for the Quiet charity. Can you just share a little bit more about that for people that weren't aware of what was going on?
We talked about it with 013, and we said we want to do something for charity. You know, it's like we have all these shows and selling all these tickets and then selling all that merchandise, and we don't want to come over as money grabbers and get as much as we can. You know, we just want to spoil the fans, and we wanted to do something for a good cause. So we talked about it with 013. And they immediately said, "Oh, the Quiet. You should do the Quiet. You know, that's the." So we went there, or at least Joost went there, and he talked with them. So what it's about? You're not just going to give money to some charity that you don't know about. So he really went there, and everything felt good, you know. So we sold off a lot of the photos and the posters and shit, and. I think we raised 25,000 euros or something, which is great, you know, and that feels good. It feels good to do something like that.
there's the live shows for sure. There's auctions of art. There's pop-up store. There's documentaries. There's Arjen beer. There's Arjen burgers. For
Don't
people
forget the quiz masters.
There you go. For people that how much is that coming from the team looking for specific things, or if there are people watching this that would love to be a part of that in future in future events, let's call it, that have an interesting idea, like, can people reach out to the Mascot team?
And they do. And they do, you know. I get so many ideas, and I listen to everything, and I discuss everything. Every month we have a meeting with a production meeting with our production team, and anything goes. You know, I'm always looking for input from fans. You know, I learn from that, especially because I don't tour, so I don't talk to them, and I'm like completely, you know, this weird recluse who's no idea what's going on in the world. So no, I love to hear, and I do, you know, they come with a lot of ideas. Some of it we use. The pop-up store may even have been an idea of a fan. And no, we're open to that. So
Okay, so everybody watching can start to think about, hey, how do you want to contribute
what would they like to do,
in a good way?
Or they don't even have to have a special thing, but just, you know, when I'm there, I would like to this, or I would like to see that, or whatever.
Yeah.
Now's the time to free our the meaning of life.
Another live album, the live version of my favorite Arjen album, is coming, which is exciting, but there's more happening. Plan 9, the album of the lost songs, is finally being released as well.
Yes.
In a nutshell, demos that you recorded 35 years ago or 30 years ago finally are being, have been dug up, have been reworked, and are coming out as, I don't know if you will, I mean, not the whole album necessarily, but there is some level of Arjen's tribute to Deep Purple Mark III in there. So maybe to get us started on a little bit more of a fun note, why is Burn by Deep Purple one of their greatest albums?
Burn? Yeah? Is it? You think it's one of their favorites?
You don't think albums? I thought that would be one that you like because of David Coverdale, and I know that you like the voice.
No, I'm a Gillan man. Robert is the Coverdale man. No, it's okay. Gillan for me.
All right, so in rock or Machine Head?
A Machine Head for sure. Yeah, in rock doesn't sound so good, but I always liked Who Do We Think We Are? I don't know why. I like that album. It has Mary Long, and it has like. But
it's always a fan of it.
It's made in Japan, of course. You know.
Yeah. Well, of course.
That's the one. That's the one that started it all, and
yeah.
That's way above all the studio albums. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, let's leave the Arjen albums out of it, but maybe the greatest live album of all time.
Yeah, I think so. That's where it all started for me. But there's stiff competition, with Strangers in the Night, UFO, or Live and Dangerous of Thin Lizzy, and stiff competition. But I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Being such a fan of that album and a fan of those other ones that you just mentioned, was then when you, even as a recluse and even as somebody wanting to make their solo projects and their metal operas where you could do it all, kind of by yourself with guests and so on, was it always the, maybe not plan, but dream to have the live albums in due time when you got started? Yeah, of Arjen?
No, not at all, no. Totally the opposite. It was, I don't want to play live anymore, so I'm going to start Ayreon. So it was totally different. And Ayreon will never be able to play live because of all the guest musicians and all the samples and all the complicated. And I thought, we don't have to tour with Ayreon, it will sell itself because it's a story and it has well-known people on it, So no, it hasn't played live for 20 years because that wasn't even an issue. It was more the theater experience, that made me think like, hey, it is possible, you know. And it's all possible because of Joost, you know, because we may make fun of each other. I call each other a lul, you know.
Yes, we all know.
But without Joost, this would not happen. Also, if Joost would say, I'm going to stop with it, you know, that would be the end of that. Because without him, it would not be possible. So,
and Joost, we see again also with Plan 9, like he is ever present in the world of Dutch music. It seems at the moment, working with a lot of different bands.
Not just Dutch music, you know. There's like
and
Powerwolf.
Powerwolf, exactly. Yeah.
No, he's very much in demand. I'm a bit afraid of losing him, so he shouldn't become too popular, you know.
No. Let's put him down some more.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say. I mean, we obviously noticed that you don't like to, or that you said, I don't want to tour anymore. I don't like it.
No.
I know that last time we spoke, you were like, you felt a little bit like with Sonic Revolution. Sounds like this needs to be played live, but then just recording the music videos was already a reminder for you, like, okay, you know what, I'm not going to do this live.
Yeah.
Which is then ironic that the music video that we've seen for Plan 9 is very much you guys as a band in a bar playing live, which is then something that we will, again, unfortunately never see.
Not with me, but they will play.
Okay.
So Plan 9, they already, just this morning I spoke to Robert, he called me, we had our first rehearsal and it was amazing. And they're going to do they have 3 shows planned. I think he's planning to do 9 shows, you know.
Well, you kind of have to, you have to.
Right. So no, he's definitely going to play. And he's got the whole band together and it sounds amazing, add on drums, and so it will happen.
Times are changing, nothing stays the same.
These were demos, in some cases rough demos, as if I understand correctly.
Very rough.
30 years ago. So how big has this music changed then, now on the album, versus what you guys came up with in that small room all these years ago?
Okay, I thought music in general. No, it got way better. You know, we have that first single out now, Before the Morning Comes.
Yeah.
Which is like a blues, which is indeed quite.
I mean, that's a little Mark III-ish. Come on, give me that.
It is totally, yeah. Although it has some When a Blind Man Cries feel as well. Well, the Before the Morning Comes was just the guitar playing that little riff and Robert singing something that was totally changed in the end. It was really very, very, very basic. But I heard it and I was like, this can be good, you know. Just expand the chorus a bit, improve the verses, the melody lines, and but some songs are really, really totally different. A lot of the middle parts are new. You know, as I'm re-recording them, I feel no, this middle part doesn't work. I've gotten better through the years. You know, whether people like my music more, I don't know. But for myself, I feel I got better. So having just the basic idea is very easy for me to work it out and to make it better. It's getting that idea. That's the hard one. You know, that's the hard one, because I got on my phone, there's like now again, you know, for my next project, there's like 50 ideas and I play it and all of it is shit, you know. It's so coming up with a little idea, but I didn't have to with Plan 9, you know, because I had these 30 little ideas lying around and I listened to them and maybe half of them were like, nah, this is not gonna work, you know. But half of them I was like, yes, you know, this is totally gonna work.
I think I remember correctly that some key creative moments for you happened with the Sonic Revolution album in the shower. At least you came up with the logo.
The logo, yeah.
So when you're now working on the next project, then, or when you're looking for that key thing to change in one of these demos, and any fun inspiration stories for this cycle that you experienced?
Oh no, it's still the shower. You know, that's when everything. You know, I just stand there and do nothing. You know, and there's no pressure, nothing, and that's always when the ideas come. And it's not just musical ideas; it's also ideas for writing emails or business ideas or contract ideas. It can be anything. You know, that's really the place for me where it happens.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So in other words, you spend like 3 hours a day in the shower.
I spent 25 minutes.
That is not a short shower. There you go.
No, it is. And we had because of that. There's all mold on. So this morning we had someone paint it over. You know, because I shower way too long. So
there you go. Well, I mean, hey, a small price to pay for the inspiration, the albums.
Oh yes, and the enjoyment of just standing there and doing nothing.
True.
Because I'm always working. Yeah, I'm always working. It's terrible, and that's one of the few moments, apart from watching nice TV series, where I'm totally relaxed.
Yeah.
Still working, basically.
Exactly. Last time we spoke was 8 months ago, and you then said that the reissue of Pools of Sorrow, Waves of Joy was ready to go.
Yeah.
But that there was a lot coming, and you didn't want to throw too much out there. I didn't want to overwhelm the fans with too many releases. So, can we get an update on what's going on over
coincidence that you asked me, because I've been working on that the last week. I gathered 32 bonus tracks,
Wow.
2.5 hours of music, including the album itself.
Of course.
And I found all these old slides. So I went to a shop. There was a special shop for that. I had to go somewhere in Holland where they could make digital versions of these slides. So I got a lot of old photos, and I can make a really cool package. And I'm thinking now of maybe selling it at the shows next year. So it means it's even later. But the thing is, you know, in May I have the live album come out, and I have Plan 9 come out.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's another secret project that I'm totally not allowed to talk about because I coincidentally said something to someone, and I got reprimanded. You know, I was like, you cannot talk about it, from the manager of the project, and so I can't say anything about it. But that's it's a solo album for a famous singer. That's finished too, so that will be released also this year. So I'm like, if I'm also gonna release my first solo album, you know, that is just too much, and it will seem like money grabbing, you know, which of course it isn't, because I'm just like always busy and always working. So I got a lot of stuff ready. So I think it's better to save that one for next year, and maybe sell it at the shows, because you know, then people don't have to pay shipping.
Yeah.
So that's the plan right now, and I don't know if it's going to work. Last week I sent a mail to the merchandise company, like, how does it work? You know, how does that work? Because I want to print it myself. Do I have to pay copyrights, and I have to pay publishing and the printing and the booklet, and I have no idea how it works. So they're gonna make like an overview for me what the costs are, and for how much I can sell it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's gonna happen. Because now I'm really finished. I re-recorded 2 songs with some guests, again, female singers. So yeah, that's gonna happen.
Awesome.
This time it's a promise.
There you go.
Don't give up. Remember how we felt. Fire rushing through our...
There seems to be, aligned with the last few years, meteoric rise of Joost in the music scene. Also, like, the Dutch metal scene seems to be healthier again. And I don't know how you look at that. I mean, I know that you try to keep tabs on what are some great talents and what are some of, you know, your friends doing. You know, obviously Within Temptation and Epica are continuing to ride the wave of being at the top of their game. The Lane is back, so is Charlotte. Blackbriar is doing really well in the last couple of years as well.
Yeah,
with traction. That Diana van Giesbergen obviously is also now properly back. It, you know, like, and maybe that's just the weird way that a Belgian looks at Netherlands, but you know, it always seems these waves where like, oh, there's so much more going on in the Netherlands than in Belgium, and it's like, oh no, everything is happening in Belgium right now. Oh no, it's back in Netherlands. And so it seems like Netherlands is starting to ride this wave again. Is that something that you see as well? Are there talents that you've spotted that may have not made it all the way here to Canada that we should keep our eyes open for?
Well, you mentioned Blackbriar. I really like them, and also the guys at Blackbriar and the singer. They recorded our video Before the Morning Comes from Plan 9. So they were there, and they filmed it, and they edited it, and it's just a bunch of very talented people. And I for me, it's all about the songs, you know, and they just have strong songs, and that's why with Temptation and Epic are up there, you know, it's just strong songs. It's Blackbriar, of course, Diana is doing great, and they've got the secret. A lot of them have the secret weapon, you know, Epica 2, of course, which is indeed Joost. And I have to say, I taught him well.
Exactly. Well, we'll wrap it up there, Arjen, with through Joost, your legacy that continues to flow into the Dutch music scene, and you know, if Blackbriar got their sense of Victorian storytelling, I have a feeling that your music has something to do with that as well. Thank you so much for your time.
To already give you a scoop. Zora, the singer of Blackbriar, is on my solo, on the re-release of my solo album. She sang one of the songs from my first 30 years old solo album. So there you go.
Awesome.
I don't think I'm the boss here, so I cannot make anyone angry. So I can just tell you, you know.
There you go.
And you can have the scoop. So.
Awesome.
She did.
Awesome. Oh, I bet she did. She's a force to be reckoned with, and a lot of people are going to be introduced to her as well because of the support that you then can do.
I hope so.
It's always awesome. So,
I hope so.
Fantastic. Well, Arjen, there's always a lot going on with you, and there's now 2 albums coming out on the same day that a lot of people will be very happy about, so they can all pre-order those things right now. And there's another comic book. We didn't even have time to touch on that, but that's the second comic book that
it is. Ayreon is working hard. He's making the comics, and very talented, and it's fun to work with him. You know, it's just fun. He shows me all the sketches, and no, do this, and this will be funny. Yeah, can we do that? You know, yeah, do it. You know, and it's just fun to do. And that's the most important thing for me. You know, the result has to be good, but the whole getting there—that's what it's about.
Exactly. Well, Arjen, thank you so much for your time. We can continue to count the days to the new albums, the special albums that have not been announced yet, and then your re-releases that we know are coming, and the next live shows that will be announced, and then we can all get in front of those computers, click a million times to get on that, you know, wait list for the tickets for the shows. Thank you so much for your time.
You haven't been to the show yet, right?
So here's the thing, and it breaks my heart, but because you know that 01 is my favorite Arjen album. I was offered a ticket for one of the shows by the PR teams involved to cover the show. I had recently spent 3 months in Europe and was back in Canada. I would have come back, but it was the exact same weekend that already a year before I promised my wife that she could leave her 1-year-old baby with me and go on a weekend with some other moms. And you know, I love your music. I also love being married. And I'm not sure it would have worked out well. But I really hope to be there. I really hope to be there next time. And I already make sure that there's no, you know, mom weekends planned.
Okay, cool. Well, after the interview, I give you the exact date. I'm not sure. I mean, Joost is still a little bit my boss, so he told me not to give exact details yet, you know.
Stuff that we will cut out of this interview. Also. Well, thank you so much, Arjen. It's always such a pleasure talking to you. And me and all the other fans look forward to all the new albums and reissue albums that are coming out.
Cool. I hope they will like it.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.